Vous avez déclaré dans la dernière livraison d'un de nos confrères que vous étiez le leader charismatique de la nouvelle génération musicale congolaise. Et là-dedans, vous avez dit que le nouveau cri de Wenge et BCBG, c'était toujours humble. Est-ce que se déclarer souverain premier ne porte pas atteinte à cette modestie que vous voulez afficher?
C'est pas moi qui me suis surnommé souverain premier.
Autoproclamé, on va dire.
Ouais. Donc c'est le public.
The video that you just seen was extracted from a press conference that was held about the release of the album named Toujours Humble, or Always Humble in English. It was made by the Congolese singer Mpiana. Amongst African musicians, the more you are loved, the more people tend to give you nicknames. So I completely believe Jibe's answer. However, those nicknames that often have a praising nature are still contradictory with the mantra of the album. It feels like, in this album, two contradictory images about the singer are being shown simultaneously. The phenomenon that the interviewer is addressing is something that happens a lot, especially in the musical themes and the song's lyrics, not only in Congolese Rumba, but across black musical styles. I usually have a hard time standing contradictions, but in some cases, contradiction hides something deeper. Hence, they might become interesting to study. This video will discuss the duality observed in black musical themes. So hello, welcome to the Botengu channel. I use this channel to show videos about music theory, others with myself playing music, and I also like to make small documentaries on African music. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. The duality of black musical themes is even more interesting than it seems. As somebody who has listened to different black musical styles, I found that the DRC popular music is not the only place where this is done. Amongst African American musical genres, this is also something that tends to happen often. Around the mid-90s, for example, it became frequent for rap artists to collaborate with R&B artists. The raw energy of rappers combined with the melodies of R&B artists often gave us a great mix. What is surprising is the radically different energies and themes that are common in both genres. R&B, which is derived partly from soul music, has themes such as love, neediness, vulnerability, sorrow, and despair. It is common for singers to sing about how dependent and totally committed they are to their significant other, whether it is by celebrating their relationship, as Genuine does in the song Differences, or by being in complete denial after a breakup, as in the song End of the Road by Boyz II Men. Rap music is quite the opposite. It is all about affirming oneself, bragging, showing off, dominating, confronting potential enemies, and appearing to be invincible. Whether we're talking about the non-vulgar rap that Will Smith promotes, or whether we're talking about the gangster rap that has naturally become the more acclaimed subcategory of rap music. It gets even more interesting when we discuss Jamaican music. Reggae, which has heavily been influenced by soul, usually has three themes: love, drugs, and peace. While its daughter, dancehall music, also usually have three themes: sex, drug, and violence, or guns, girls, and ganja, as it is commonly said. Often, the very same artist will sing in both genres. Buju Banton gained prominence for his song Boom Bye Bye, a song where he advocates for the killing of certain people in a particular violent way. However, he is still known for songs like Murderer, where he denounces and criticizes murderers. The reggae and dancehall dichotomy does not limit itself to the themes. As you may have realized, drugs are relevant in both genres, and love and sex are not contradictory. But the contradiction occurs in the way those themes are discussed. Hence, we cannot talk about opposition in terms of the themes, but rather in terms of the energies. For example, while Collie Buddz described the herbs as his best friend and explains how much he needs them in the reggae song Mary Jane, Bounty Killer and Vybz Kartel compared the size of their spliff to that of a rocket as a way of affirming their dominance in the dancehall song High Altitude. While in reggae, love is mostly about cherishing and appreciating somebody, like in Precious' song love and affection, dancehall music speaks violently about sex. Songs are about boasting one's sexual abilities, and the sexual act is often compared to a fighting scene, as it is in the song Squeeze Breast by Mavado or the song Bad Gal Bad Man by Elephant Man and Cecile. Let's now explore the other musical style with which we started this video. In DRC popular music, it is common to have two parts in one song. The first part, which is called the Rumba, is often calm and romantic. The singer discusses his or her pain and vulnerability. Then the other part is called the Sebene, where an MC usually steals the show and delivers boasting chant, which encourages people to dance and rejoice, a completely opposite attitude from the first part. In the song Sultan de Brunel, the first part of the song celebrates love. You can hear the lyrics, "I am ready to bow in the fire to prove how much I love you," a declaration of love to the sponsor, Casquinto. While in the second part of the song, it is about boasting and threatening potential enemies. Soke wangani souverain bako bakayo singa na kingo. Souverain asi akoma, loba na bango bakeba. Within all those musical styles, there is a constant duality of energies. On one side, it's about expressing vulnerability and neediness, while on the other side, it is about showing our strength and presenting ourselves as invincible. The question is why? Why such a duality? And where does it come from? This can probably be traced to the religiosity of the communities. To be clear, I'm not saying that the music they make is religious in the sense that they are promoting biblical values. I mean that particular duality of energies is something probably borrowed from a religious context. In the documentary Soul Deep, the narrator explains how soul music, which has heavily influenced the themes of the 90s R&B and early reggae music, heavily relied on the expressiveness of gospel music. This is kind of evident when soul singers praise the person they love the same way they would praise God. The religious expressiveness of vulnerability was borrowed and brought into non-religious music.
Sweet and honey too. There's not another quite as sweet as you. I'll always love you. You're so lovable. Yeah.
Now, if it is true that we are vulnerable without God, it is also true that we are invincible with Him. And that is how we arrive to the second energy, the dominant and assertive one. If God is for us, who can be against us? This is seen in the speech of a lot of preachers, notably Afro-American ones. When they are preaching, they have a dominant, bubbly approach to the gospel. And that very same expressivity was emulated by none other than the godfather of soul, James Brown, who dynamized the soul music. That fast-paced soul-funk music usually had themes that were about joy, pride, and assertiveness, as it is shown in the songs I Feel Good or I Am Black and Proud. Say it loud.
And God gave you power that you slew the bear. Is the same God that's going to deliver me in the situation that I'm in. He's the God that's going to heal me. He's the God that's going to save me. He's the God that's going to renew me. What you want, what you need.
That very same soul-funk music wasn't heavily sampled by rappers who wanted to emulate that same energy. Both energies, the vulnerable and the dominant one, are two sides of the very same coin, and they are complementary. In a religious context, we want to be in the graces of the Almighty, so we are constantly anxious about doing the right thing. But when we do the right thing, according to the religious teachings, we know we will get back into those graces. Hence, we feel joyful and invincible. Now, the only issue, as we have seen in popular music, is that those energies often translate in different and sometimes contradictory themes.